Introduce yourself. Name, age, occupation, and location.
Hi, my name is Sandy Gibbs. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm a medical coder, and I love to travel.
How would you describe your personality? How would your friends and toughest critics describe you?
Well, I'm a little bit odd, but I'm fun, and I love to travel, and I'm pretty patient when things go wrong with travel plans, and I'm willing to go to any length to save some money.
Tell us any interesting details about yourself or anything that makes you stand out.
Well, my friends all laugh at me because of my travel bargains. They can't believe that I can travel as cheaply as I do. If it's not free, then it's low cost.
What's something we wouldn't know by just looking at you?
I love roller coasters. Every time I go anywhere near a park with roller coasters, I have to go on all the roller coasters.
Tell us about your most discounted travel experience.
Well, I started out as a sweeper. I won 4 trips. They were all wonderful, but the last couple years with the economy the way it is, it's been harder and harder to win trips. More people are entering online. So, since I have a travel addiction, I had to come up with ways to save money and travel. And one thing I inherited from my mother is a love of travel and also a very tight-fisted attitude toward it.
Is there a specific method you use to get deals?
Oh yeah, I use the internet like crazy. I go directly to the websites of the airlines. It's usually cheaper, and I combine trips. I combine like the car and the airline to save money, and I also use all the points that are coming to me, and sometimes I double and triple up on the points that I can use later for free trips.
How would you rate your skill level when it comes to getting free or discounted trips and activities?
Well, according to my friends, it's excellent. They said I should have been a travel agent.
Do you have a strategy?
Yes. When I travel, I try to get the lowest airfare possible. I try to get the lowest car rental. And as far as accommodations go, I try to get them for free if I can with my hotel points. If that doesn't work, I sometimes use a timeshare. Now, if you don't own a timeshare, you can still rent them. You can go to places like redweek.com, and you could just go to Google and type in timeshares for rent. Now, $300 a week sounds like a lot, but you have to realize that you can cook all your meals and you don't have to eat out because you have a complete kitchen with dishes and pots and pans at your disposal.
Please list all of the free discounted trips or activities you've won, the date you traveled, and how you got the deal.
Okay, well, the first 4 were the ones I won. My first win was a trip for 4 to Mexico, and my granddaughter Amanda will tell you that was the trip of a lifetime. We really enjoyed that trip. Everything was included, and it was in south of Cancun, and that was a great win, and it was absolutely free. The second trip I won was a trip for 2 to the Cayman Islands from Travelocity, and when my daughter found out that I was going to the Cayman Islands, she told me that I had to take her or I would never see my grandchildren again. So I took her, and we had a great time. They didn't include our meals, so we kind of lived on peanut butter and jelly, and we filled up at the breakfast. So we were fine. Nobody ever starved to death in 5 days. And the third trip was a trip to Prague in the Czech Republic, and they flew us first class to Prague. They put us up downtown Prague. We didn't even need a rental car because we could walk everywhere, and we had a blast. And I would have never been able to go to Prague if I had to pay for it. And the last trip I won, which was about 4 years ago, was a trip for 2 to Vegas, to the Las Vegas Comedy Festival, and that was wonderful. We had front row seats to see Ellen and Chris Rock and Blue Collar Comedy, and I'm on a couple of the tapes that they recorded at the Comedy Festival. You could see me in the audience.
Would the vacations you've received been out of your reach if it hadn't been for winning big or getting a great deal?
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. And like I said before, it's getting harder and harder to win trips. You can still do it if you're really lucky, but I have a backup plan to save money by doing it on the cheap.
Have you discovered places that you wouldn't have normally traveled to?
Oh yes, the Czech Republic. It was wonderful. It was not expensive. I had heard that Europe was expensive, but the Czech Republic really was not bad at all. My cousin and I had dinner, and it was $10 for the both of us total. It was a good deal. They had souvenirs were reasonable and everything.
What would you consider a trip of a lifetime?
Oh, I've always wanted to go to France, and I kind of would like to go to Tahiti too, and maybe Australia.
Was there a special reason why that vacation meant a lot to your family?
Which vacation? Oh, well, the vacation where we went to Mexico with the kids was great. I've never seen the kids so happy. They were just overjoyed. All we did was swim and eat, swim and eat.
What's the craziest or most interesting thing you've done to win or receive a discounted travel deal?
Oh, well, yes. To save money on airfare, I used to regularly drive to Cleveland, which is about a 2-hour drive. At one point, they had this low-cost airline flying out of Columbus, and I took Amanda and her friend, and we drove to Columbus, Ohio, which is a 2.5-hour drive each way, in order to get the really cheap airfare.
What was the most expensive trip you've gotten a deal or freebie for? How much did you save?
Well, the trip to the Czech Republic. I'm not sure what the first-class airfare was, but I have a hunch it was pretty steep.